Hi guys, Rob here, and today I'm coming from the Novotel in Collins, a 4-star hotel in Melbourne. This room I've got is the one with a view of Collins Street. I had to pay an upgrade to get this room type. I'll show you that later in the video. What I wanted to show was some of the room types, prices, some of the facilities, and the food they offer here. So let's get to the review. So looking at Melbourne, the hotel, as its name suggests, is on Collins Street in Melbourne, Australia, shown in red on the map. If I zoom closer into Melbourne, you can see the hotel is just a couple blocks away from Flinders Street Station and Federation Square. Just across from Yarra River is the South Bank area, famous for lots of restaurants and cafes, and these are all within walking distance of the hotel. Looking closer at the Novotel, it's right next door to St Collins Lane, a small shopping mall. You can see it with the green rectangular building top. On the other side of the hotel is one of Melbourne's famous arcades, the Block Arcade, which houses the popular Hopetoun Tea Rooms, an iconic place in Melbourne, and I'll show you more of this in a moment. And around here is also some of Melbourne's most famous quintessential laneways, full of cafes and restaurants. So if you look at ground level, you can see it's right in the hustle and bustle of the city. Right next door you can see the TAG building. As I mentioned before, it's right on St Collins Lane shopping mall, where you can do a bit of shopping. There's also a number of boutique shops nearby, and if you've got a sweet tooth, across the road is the Lindt Chocolate Cafe, where you can get an overload of chocolates as much as you desire. As I mentioned, the Block Arcade is just a couple minutes walk away. There's lots of specialty shops, including this tea room. If you come in early, you may be able to skip the crowds. Along these arcades you can window shop, or you can just discover some of Melbourne's best laneways here. Great way to experience Melbourne. So getting back to the Novotel, the lobby looks out over the shopping mall with its huge windows. The mall has hundreds of these green lanterns which really look quite quirky. Right alongside of the lobby is the bar, where you can enjoy light snacks, beers, cocktails or wines. It always seems to be busy and a buzzing place. Behind this is the restaurant called The Lane. When I ate here, I tried the char grilled lamb, which was really nice. For dessert, it slips my mind now, but it was one of the chef's specials for the day. It was a mango flavoured dessert, but it was really good. Overall, I enjoyed the food at the restaurant that I did try. Here's a copy of the menu when I stayed. For breakfast you can order a buffet style. Some room rates include a buffet, or you can upgrade to get a buffet, so check conditions when you book. The buffet has a pretty good selection of food. They have a juicer there. There's all the regular hot food dishes, such as bacon and cooked tomato, just to name a few. There's also a chef to cook your eggs to order. There's breads, pastries, cereals, fresh juices, as well as fresh fruits and some from a can. Overall, I thought it was quite a decent breakfast. As an alternative, because you're so close to Melbourne's popular laneways, you could try a breakfast at one of the laneways cafes. There's tons of choices here, and it's a great way to experience Melbourne. One night I did try their room service. Food came in on time. I had the seared scallops with sweet corn risotto. Oh, smells good. I just wish there was a few more scallops put in just to break up the sweetness from the sweet corn. Other than that, I really enjoyed it. The dessert I had was good. Other facilities at the hotel include a gym, as well as an indoor swimming pool. It's not an overly large pool, but it's good enough to relax in. So to the rooms, let's look at some more info and prices first. As always, I recommend to look at the hotel's own website first. Here you can get a good look at the hotel's information, details and facilities. You can also find the hotel's restaurant's latest menus here as well. If you want to learn more on each room types and the facilities, on the website you can see all this. It also allows you to book rooms directly. As it's part of the Accor Hotels chain, you can join up on their program. It's free. I do like on their website they show different prices on different dates, so if you're a bit flexible with the days. It also says you can get up to 10% discount, but on the dates I tried, compared to third-party sites, I didn't see any price difference. So for the dates I stayed, for the standard room, prices were starting from $184 per night. You can see the rates on screen for other room types if that interests you. On their core website, they also have upgrades you can add to your room, such as a buffet breakfast, late checkout, or even a bottle of wine on arrival. I thought they were good options if you wanted to do that and pay extra. Looking at other websites such as Trivago, the prices were the same at $184, and I also looked on TripAdvisor. Again, it was showing prices from $184. Checking directly with booking sites such as bookings.com, it was also $184. Agoda, again, was showing the same. So there's no real difference no matter where you booked it on for this particular date anyway. Just to check, I punched in some dates for well into the future. The rates came up starting from $172. So hopefully when you book, you can get a better rate. They may have promos at certain times of the year. As a matter of interest, on my second stay, because the Novotel had my email address on record, they sent me an email in which I could upgrade my room to things such as a Collins Street view, upgrade the room, or get a room on a higher floor, as you can see on screen. I just had to click on the request and it sent it through to the hotel. It's subject to availability on the day though. I did book this room through bookings.com and the system somehow cross-referenced my details, so you don't necessarily need to book only at the hotel. If you don't get this email, you can request it upon checking, subject to availability, or give the hotel a call directly or email them directly. I did upgrade my room to the Collins Street view, which I'll show you in a moment. So the leading room is the standard room. They either come in a 1 queen bed or 2 single beds. My room was clean, the size was decent, and it was nice and comfortable. It came with a workstation, which is pretty much stock standard. The 40-inch LCD TV had a number of menus. You can watch paid movies. There's news and weather. They also had the normal local channels, as well as a few Foxtel cable channels. Wi-Fi is free to the rooms. The minibar had the standard overpriced drinks. They also have some tea and coffee making facilities. There's also a few snacks that can be purchased. I did like the comfy sofa, great for just lazing on or just to watch out of the window. Given it's not the most spectacular views of Melbourne, but I do prefer this and only paying an extra $13 or so, and it always looks good at night with the lights. I was pretty happy with the room. In one corner was the wardrobe, which when you open had a ironing board and safe, as well as places to hang your clothes. I wanted to mention too, the pillows were a bit soft and flat. It's a personal preference, I guess. It's just something of a negative for me. The bathroom was fairly modern, and it came with the body soaps, hair dryer, and I didn't have any qualms about the bathroom itself. The second room I stayed at was a deluxe. If you look at the video, you'll notice that the carpet has a darker arch shaped coming out from the door. This was actually water leaking from the air conditioning unit. I'm not sure if you can see it clearly on the video, but it was actually dripping quite a bit from the roof. I did call up the front desk and let them know. What I liked, there was no fluffing around, and within less than 10 minutes I was already in a new room. Later on, when I came back to my room, they had written me an apology letter for the inconvenience, and they left me some chocolates and water. It was handled really well by the hotel, I think. Things can go wrong with a hotel, that's just part of life. It's when the hotel stuffs you up when this happens, when it's not your fault. That's the most annoying thing. But the Novotel really minimised any convenience to me, and I was impressed by that. So getting back to the deluxe room, these come in either 1 king bed, 2 double beds, or a deluxe spa. I stayed in the king, To me the room seemed fairly much the same size, but when I checked online it's slightly bigger than the standard room. Apart from the larger king bed, it was all pretty much the same as the standard room, with all the same setup and facilities, so I won't bore you too much with all that. So again, I was happy with the room. This particular room I had was the atrium view, which basically looks at the top of the shopping mall. So with all those green lanterns, it's a very green light you get. Depending on which room you get, you can just make out the swimming pool and gym area. The bathroom was the same as the standard, so I've got nothing more to add on that. So how does the Novotel and Collins stack up? Well, I enjoyed my stay here. Nice comfortable rooms. The exception for me was the pillows, but that's just minor. The food was good. I liked its location. It's really close to explore Melbourne's laneway culture. Plenty of shops here to spend your money at, all within a few minutes walk. The staff were excellent and it was just a pleasure to stay. For a rating, I'm thinking somewhere between 7.5 to 8 out of 10. For a 4-star hotel in Melbourne, I think this is a really good choice. If you wanted to compare it to other hotels, have a look at my channel for some other hotel reviews I've done around Melbourne. For other travel videos, please subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.